When you first log into your Wixie home page, you'll arrive right here, and any new assignments that have been given to you by your teacher will appear in this area. As you can see, I've noted new assignment here. I've already started an assignment called Folktale Fun, so I'm going to choose that right now. From this page, we're going to go on a little bit of a tour with how to use Wixie. The first option you'll see up at the top is to add a page. Obviously, this is to add a page. You'll note that over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that this project currently only has one page, and so it reads 1 of 1. As soon as we add a page to my folktale, this number is going to change to 2 of 2. If we add a third page, we will now have 3 of 3. If I want to go back to the original page where we started, I'll need to use this back arrow and go back to page 1. I'm actually going to, even though I'm on page 1 right now, I'm going to start my little tour on page 2, because the next thing over on my upper toolbar is add text to page. Every time I click add text to page, a text box will appear right in the center of my screen. Keep in mind that this text box always appears in the center of the screen and will not vary in its location. In order for it to vary in location, I'm going to need to move that text box. So I'm just going to start typing that this is my first text box, and to get it to move, I need to click out of it somewhere, one click, and then I need to click back in it, and now I can easily move this text box to wherever I want on the page. I also have the ability to make it larger by using these side arrows, and I could also have it read to me by clicking on this yellow. If I don't like the text, I can easily delete it by just clicking on this red X. Remember, every time I click on text, it's going to appear right in the center of my page. I'm giving you an example right now. You'll see I have a new text box, and now I have another new text box. And if I want a third text box, and you can see they're all stacked up on top of each other. To get them apart, I can click, move them apart, and slide them wherever I want on the page. If you want to change the font, there are some font choices over here. And if I want to make this larger or smaller, remember I have my size adjustment over here. Once your text is in place, you do have a lot of choices with what you can do with the text. If you want to change its color, you can change its color. If you saw what happened there, as soon as it got done changing the color, the blue circles disappeared. So that meant I no longer had the option to change this particular text. I'm going to click on the text one time, move it up here to the left, and follow a couple more options that I have to use with text. I can change the size over here. I can change the style. I can align it with centering it or right justifying it. And I can also make it into a different kind of text using shadow, bubble, or links. For now, I'm going to leave this text box and move into images. As I chat about images, I have created a new page to give me a wide open canvas. When I first click on image, it's going to ask me whether I want to choose from stickers Pics for Learning, camera, or my computer. Right now, I'm going to be just sticking with the stickers. Since this is a folk tale, folk tales are often about animals. I'm going to choose something in the animal folder. There are a lot of folders to choose from, and each folder has hundreds of images. I'm going to choose animals. I'm not quite to the images that I can choose yet because I still have more folders. You can see all of these folders in the animal folder. I'm going to choose amphibians. And now I'm to a location where I can actually choose an image. I'm going to just scroll down. I like this toad, and I'm going to choose the toad. As soon as I click on the toad, I have the opportunity to add image to my drawing. So I'm going to add the image. It'll take just a quick second for that toad to log in, to drop in, and I'm going to sit the toad down here on the bottom of my screen. If I want to size the toad, using the diagonal circles here, here, and here, I can keep the toad in proportion. If I use the top or side circles, the toad is going to become out of proportion. So I'm going to keep the toad in proportion and just make him a little bit smaller so that he is sitting right here. If I want to flip the toad, I can use one of these choices over here. I can turn him so that he's facing the other direction. I can also flip him on his head or spin him around. For right now, the toad is going to sit. And I'm going to go back up here to images. And as this opens, you're going to find that you're still in the animal folder, still in the amphibian folder, and I'm still in frogs. If you want to go back to the beginning of your sticker area, you can go right up here and just tap stickers. This will take you back to the original folder set. I'm still going to choose animals. This time I'm going to roll down here to reptiles. In the reptile folder, now I have even more choices to choose from. And in this folder, I'm going to choose this chameleon. Click on Add, and now the chameleon is added to my drawing as well as my toad. My chameleon is facing the wrong way, and I would like to spin him around so that he can talk to the toad. I'm going to go over here, flip selection, and now my chameleon is actually chatting with the toad. I might even tilt him a little bit because the chameleon is up in a tree. In order to make my drawing more complete, I'm going to try and find a tree. Remember, when I come back into my images, I'm still in my reptile folder. In order to get back, I'm going to just click stickers, or I know that I want a tree. So I'm going to come to the search bar and type in tree. This will take me right to all of the trees possible that I can choose from. I'm no longer in the reptile and animal folders, but I'm in the trees. Ah, here is a tree, a Joshua tree that I'm going to choose and add him to my drawing. You can see my chameleon is in the tree and he is talking to his friend, the toad. The toad needs to be sitting on a rock. How do I do that? Easy. Back to images, and instead of trying to look for the rock folder, I'm going to just type in rock. I can see I'm going to have a few choices: rock, rock with snow, gray rock, and then here's some actual pictures of rock. I'm going to choose this gray rock, and I'm going to spin this rock around, make it a little bit smaller, and ask my toad to come up onto the rock. My toad, however, is behind the rock. I need to get my toad in front of the rock. How do I change that? Up here to edit, and I want to arrange, bring to the front. Now my rock is behind my toad, and the toad is sitting on this nice rock. So images can be adjusted in the area over here. Images can also be adjusted right here in edit. Spot over with two little heads is a place where you can create a team project and work with one of your friends. Story allows you to open up a storyboard, and you can move these slides around and change their spot by just clicking, dragging, clicking, holding, and dragging. If I want to edit the page, I simply go up here and edit the page. Next over, we have these page numbers that I spoke about earlier. Show would just allow you to see what the Wixie is going to look like once you are completed. Next, we'll talk about all of the options down here in your right toolbar. I love all the opportunities we have on the right side to even add more to our picture. This first option is for selecting and editing objects. You need to be back in this arrowhead if you want to click on any of your objects or anything else that you've done. The microphone is something that you'll use later in the project, where you can record what is going on in each slide. And to use the microphone, you simply tap on it one time, and you'll have the option down here to record your voice. Then we have a paintbrush. The paintbrush is a nice option for adding something into your drawing by just clicking, and then we can just add something down here. We can add a little landscaping down here, and I'm going to add some more over on this side to give my picture a little bit more definition. I can erase part of that line if I need to by using my eraser, and if I want to fill the entire screen with a color, I can use this paint can. I'm going to just do everything in a light green, like I'm in the forest. Once I have this set, all I have to do is click one time when this paint can is over here, and my entire background becomes my chosen color. Another great feature in this menu is this spray paint can. If I click once on this spray paint can, I can create great designs. I'm just going to click on the balloons so you can see what happens when I create balloons here. I'm also going to have the opportunity to go over here to more options. I click on more options, and then there is a menu here. Let's just go to nature, and here's some grass. So let's just pick some grass and see what happens when I spray paint. Oh, so now I can enhance my drawing a little bit with a grassy feature. And so now my lizard and toad, my chameleon and toad, are sitting amongst the grass. Maybe I'll add a tree back here in the forest. Not much for that. All I did was hit Control Z, but there's also an undo button right down here. So if I realize that these flowers were not what I wanted, then I could easily hit the undo arrow over here and undo that selection with the flowers that I had just chosen. I do kind of like the flowers. So if I just click once, it'll just make a few flowers in there. So that is the spray paint can. And remember, if you needed to review the instructions for the project, you'll find that under this clipboard. If the teacher has given you instructions, they would be here. You could also play the instructions if the teacher has recorded them. There is so much to see and do and explore in Wixie. Head on out and have a great time. Create something wonderful. Thanks for watching.